What's good? It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. We back with the Boxing Clinic and more. Y'all know how we do it. This how we move it. We back. Give me all, story behind Jay-Z and Al Haymon beef. There's a lot of different videos out here about it. Just wanted to rebuff and do a modern day, version of it. Don't forget, the links are in the description to the new tech page to help you jailbreak Fire Sticks. Do some phone jailbreaking in the near future. Fire Stick, Android boxes, different APKs. You don't know what those are. Go to the tech page. The link is in the description. Subscribe. We got a few videos on there that can help you out. I'm dropping a video tonight. Android box versus Fire Stick and Firebox. What's the difference? Also, if you want to donate to the cause, got a lot of different stuff going. Eventually, we're going to get a radio show going. Give out some t-shirts, some signed gloves. So we can get to that far. Some interviews. So every dollar helps. And the breaking news I had is we having our first live show this Wednesday. If anything changes, it could be pushed back, or I doubt if it'd be pushed up. So we're going to have a couple guys on here talking, the NFL playoffs and some other stuff. And then Sunday we had a live show about strictly just boxing. So we're trending in the right direction. But, talk about Al Haymon and Jay-Z real quick. And if you don't know about Al Haymon, he was a very successful tour promoter. Billboard named him one of the most successful R&B tour promoters of all time. And he is supposed to be helping New Edition start their tour this year, so he's dabbling back into that. And if you wonder where Al Haymon's interest in boxing comes in, that I'm gonna tell you how he got into boxing and his ties to boxing. His brother Bobby Haymon was a boxer, I believe, out of Cleveland, Ohio. I think that's where they're from. Al Haymon went to Harvard, and his brother even fought Sugar Ray Leonard, I believe, and obviously came up short. But so he always had strong ties to boxing. His brother obviously put some work in, and he probably was, taking notice. But he went to Harvard, started doing, R&B tours and stuff and that music tours. And, Vernon Forrest, ran down Al Haymon out the blue. And told him that he could beat Sugar Shane Mosley. He beat him in amateurs a few times. Al said, was telling, him and Sam Watson, he's the guy with the two twin boys, and one played professional baseball. And the guy you always see in the ring with the fighters. Those two boys and Sam Watson make sure the fighters are okay. They don't need nothing. They basically do the hands-on work that Al Haymon don't. We know Al Haymon is the behind-the-scenes type guy. He was like that in the music business as well. So if you was wondering. So, Vernon Forrest comes and says, I could beat him. So he like, so according to Sam Watson, Eli Sekbeck has this interview. According to Sam Watson, he like, Al said, I'm not in the boxing business. I can't help you. So Vernon Forrest, I can beat him. You can, if you can give me the fight. And then I believe it was Aretha Franklin told Vernon Forrest, the late great Vernon Forrest, that if you could have Al Haymon in your life, it'll be a blessing. It'll change your life for the better. Long story short, Al Haymon got this guy to fight. Vernon Forrest upset Shane Mosley. Haymon Boxing is in the building. They joined boxing after that. They help. I think Hakeem Rockman, don't quote me on that. Chris Ariola, first two youngest they got out the gate was Danny Jacobs and Andre Berto was the first two guys at the Olympics they got. So now you're seeing why certain things are the way they are. You see why he's very close with Robert Richard Jr., Jamel Herring, and Adrian Broner. They're all Ohio boys. So now you see why he has infatuation to keep putting, Adrian Broner in the position that he's in. It's an Ohio connection, Sean Porter. But we know his career didn't take off till he joined Floyd Mayweather. Now, this is where the situation gets a little bit sticky. Floyd Mayweather was managed by James Prince, who was known as the Godfather and one of the most feared guys in the South, other than Master P. Now, it was said that James Prince used to, this is allegedly, tie Floyd Mayweather to the chair and beat his team down. For whatever reason that was, it was over money. I know Bob Arum has an interview where one of the fights fell out with Floyd, and I think he owed his James Prince cut was like $100,000 or $250,000, and Floyd begged Bob Arum to wire James Prince's $250,000, even though the fight fell through, but Prince still wanted his money. So, somewhere down the line, Floyd broke away from with James Prince and got, Al Haymon. Al Haymon, got Floyd out of his deal for like $1 million or $200,000. It was some price they got him out of top ranked deals, and we know nobody leaves top rank, scot free, even if you have mills in the bank. But he maneuvered his way out of that deal, and him and Floyd started building a powerhouse together. You know, they built Floyd up, and other fighters wanted to join and be a part of that. Now, the Jay-Z beef comes in that Al Haymon was named in a lawsuit by Beyonce against her father, and you know, it was I guess a little promoter, concert promoter, you know, thing, you know, entity named Live Nation, and Live Nation actually, you know, was, you know, charged with, you know, Beyonce's father for defrauding her, and we know her and her father still beefing to this day. And defraud means conning them out of money. And Al Haymon was named in that lawsuit, and if he was named in the lawsuit, he must have had, you know, issues. You know, he must have been, you know, helping them scam her out of money. Jay-Z had a real close relationship with Live Nation as well. So you'll think these guys will be able to hash it out and talk it out, but it's not true, and they can't. You know, I guess Beyonce still has a grudge versus Al Haymon, and he's allegedly helped her father steal money and scam her out of money, his own daughter. That's trifling, that's true. And Al Haymon was named in that lawsuit, and ever since then, oil and water don't mix. And Al Haymon and Jay-Z, they don't mix together right now. And he, you know, Jay-Z, you know, must have Beyonce, you know, well, she has Jay-Z ears tough, and she's probably telling him that, you know, he has something to do with it. And, you know, Live Nation he's not even a part of it, but him and Jay are very close. So somebody probably in the inside was telling him that Al did this, and maybe Al had no real hand in defrauding, because there's no real track record of Al, you know, stealing money from any of his boxers. I know they have a confidentiality agreement or hush agreement, allegedly, with some of his boxers can't say and do certain things, but I've never heard anything but great things about him in the boxing world. You know, maybe it's just a mishap, but also you wonder why Andre Ward retired and didn't want to fight Adonis Stevenson, and said that it wasn't worth his financial while, because, you know, he wasn't going to be able to con Adonis Stevenson like he did Sergey Kovalev, you know, with the contract. Kovalev didn't make any money the second time with Andre Ward. He made like $250,000 guaranteed the first fight. Andre Ward makes 6.5 or 7 million in both fights. And Adonis Stevenson was basically going to have a side or equal money as Andre Ward. So Ward said that risk wasn't worth the reward. And also, Ward is managed by James Prince now. Al Haymon and Jay-Z is like joined at the hip. And he knew they was going to take them through the ringer. The beef is so deep that Jay-Z had won the purse bid for a Peter Quillen fight. He had outbidded Rock Nation outbidded him. And Al Haymon told, you know, for the Matt Corbar fight, Al Haymon told Peter Quillen to drop the belt and don't worry about making a career high payday, and he'd compensate him. So basically, he paid Peter Quillen not to take the fight and vacate his title. And, you know, people listen to Al, they swear by Al. You know, if you hear Danny Jacobs talk about Al Haymon when he got cancer, he said Al Haymon was there. You know, allegedly he paid Antonio Tarver Las Vegas debts off so he wouldn't go to jail. You know, whatever you need, he's there for you. He's financially helped these guys invest. So if he did, you know, steal or try to defraud, you know, Beyonce, he took part or hand in that. His character issues in boxing don't, you know, trend or suggest he would do that. But, you know, that's how deep it is, you know. And, you know, it'd be nice to see if these two brothers sit at the same table and squash the beef and make boxing great again. But it is what it is. We gone.